Oh, that might be pretty.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Road to Ripped. I am your host, John Hollister, and I am a certified golf instructor. I worked on a master's in counseling for a year and a half. I am hoping to become a published book author in the next year, and I am adopted. So I have all that going for me. And today was an interesting day because while biking home from work on my electronic bike, a car blew past a stop sign at the corner of a street and pulled right in front of me as I was going really fast, and I slammed on the brakes and fell off my bike a little bit and almost fell on the sidewalk and almost splattered all over. And it was right now I am sneezing. Sorry. Excuse me, sorry I had to sneeze there. Don't know if you caught that. If you did, I could just edit it out. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I almost died today. I almost died today. A guy in a car pulled his car in front of me while I was on my bike going down the sidewalk, and I was on a sidewalk I can ride my bike on, but the street, which you can ride the bike on, had some cars in it, so didn't want to ride my bike there. But kind of fell off my bike. This guy just blew past the stop sign. I slammed on my brakes. I made a wicked sound on the brakes in the sidewalk, and I made a gnarly tire mark on the sidewalk that was probably, I don't know, 2 yards long, maybe 5 feet long. It was gnarly. But not to my, but to the credit of God helping me, and a reference to my last video of how to deal with stress, instead of getting pissed off, instead of yelling obscenities, instead of chasing down the bike, instead of throwing stuff at it, instead of just saying screw it and ramming my bike into him, I stopped. I said that was weird. He shouldn't have done that, and I just clapped. I clapped for him. I clapped. I was like, just like that, just like, yeah, way to go, guy. And I said, thank you, God, for letting me not die, because that would have sucked. That would have been sad. Sorry to everybody who's been preying on my downfall. Sorry to all the people who don't like me. Sorry to the people who want me to die. I know there's many of you. Sorry, guys. Today is not the day. Demons be gone. Haters be gone. God's got my back. He's with me. Who can be against me? And the world hated Jesus, so it's gonna hate me. People are gonna blow through their stop signs and not give a rip because they're cool and I'm not. Anyway, speaking of rip, look at me getting ripped. Yeah, I'm getting ripped. Oh yeah. So this is the beginning of week 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah. So I have done 11. I have done 11 mini Spartan workouts over the course of, I guess, 3.5 weeks. Wow, gosh, that's crazy to think about. Um, and so, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the amount of reps I've been doing in the other ones, but in today's video, I actually do a little bit more reps than the first couple videos, and I probably should have been writing this down, but it's cool to see myself getting stronger, losing weight still. I posted on Facebook and posted on Instagram. I've actually 5 months ago, I was 40 pounds heavier than I am now. 5 months ago, I was 285 pounds. Whoo, whoo, doggy. Those plates I was lifting for the bench. Those are two 35-pound plates. So like imagine pretty much like another me just carrying one of those 35-pound plates and like another 5 pounds like in my pocket or something, just carrying that around all day. That was me. That was me 5 months ago. That's crazy to think about. I was not in a great place physically, but I've been consistent. I've been trying to get that work in, trying to be active. You know, I started off doing those first couple months doing cardio, doing doing Planet Fitness, bike rides, walking at work, mowing lawns, and and again, it wasn't until what was it, 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago, I started counting calories. Maybe like 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, I started counting calories, and that's when I really started to lose weight. Counting calories is when I really started to shed the pounds because yeah, in those days and those weeks where I was like 285, 280, 277, and I was like, yeah, man, I need to lose weight. I need to start getting in shape. I was working, doing cardio, but I wasn't keeping track of my calories. So I would, work out or whatever and do a hard day or whatever. And, and I would think that afterwards I deserved to eat a bunch of food, and I'd eat a bunch of food, but I would overdo it. This episode of Adoption or Breakdown is brought to you today by coat hangers. And you might be thinking, that's a weird thing to be sponsored by, and you're right, because I'm not sponsored by coat hangers, and in fact, this is a audio reminder to me in the future to buy a coat hanger so I can put coats on things instead of on the ground like a dingbutt. Back to today's episode. Bye bye. Yeah, so right now I'm 245 pounds. Um, Actually, there's a small chance I'm actually, um, there's a small chance I'm actually lighter than 245 because at work today, I just ended up doing 8 miles of push mowing. Uh, I pretty much push mowed all day, and I'm gonna do some more push mowing later, like 2 miles. So at the end of the day today, I'm planning to have done 10 miles of push mowing, which is crazy. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna check real fast. Another quick commercial break, and I'll talk through. I'll talk through it. My voice may be a little in the distance, but here we go. So yeah, we're gonna check the weight. I keep my scale in my kitchen because I'm awesome. And what is it? Oh my gosh. Whoo! Oh my. Yeah, people may not believe it, but my scale said 242. Oh my gosh. My scale said 242. That means I'm not down 40 pounds. It means I'm down 45, 42, 3. I'm down 43 pounds. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. These last 5 months, I am down 43 pounds. I'm going to pull up the calculator app real quick. Divide 43 divided by 5 is 8.6. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. That's actually kind of crazy. Uh, Having lost 43 pounds in the last 5 months means, on average, I've been losing 8.5 pounds per month, which is kind of crazy. My goodness. That is nuts. Now that I'm thinking about that, wow, that's awesome. Anyway, I didn't come here to do that, but that's just kind of a fun little thing that just happened. So wow, I well, another thing to realize though is, like I said, I just push mode for 8 miles today. Like all day outside in the sun. I'm about to do 2 more miles, so a lot of that weight that I lost in the last whatever 12 hours, 10 hours is from water weight, which I'll probably gain back to. I'll probably gain 2 of those pounds back in the next 24 hours just from drinking water. Um, but but still, in about a week, I should my normal weight should be at 243 or 242. So, but to see that scale say 242, my goodness. Because remember last year I was working out and doing stuff and getting fit, but I got down. I went from 270. I went from like 270 to 250 last year, and I think like 4 months, like 3.5 or 4 months, and then I stopped. Like at 250, I like stopped. I just did whatever. But so for me to be 242 pounds, wow, I haven't been that low since college. Yeah, the last time I was 242 had to have been college, my like senior year, when I was like starting to run outside that summer going into my senior year, which I've mentioned before. Anyway, enough about my weight. I'm still yeah, 242 is great, but I want to be 230 by December 23rd. I want to be 230 by December 23rd because that's my sister's wedding. Oh no, sorry, that's not. I'm getting it mixed up. I'm sorry. December 30th is my friend's wedding. January 23rd is my sister's wedding. So December 30th, I want to lose another 12 pounds and be down to a trim 230, which I think I can do. But the problem is, these next 3 months, it is literally the hardest time of the year to push through and lose weight and exercise because you have all these holidays. You got Thanksgiving, you got Halloween, you got New Year's Eve, you got Christmas, you got all those holidays where everybody is just gorging on food, stuffing their faces, eating ham, eating turkey, eating pie, eating ice cream, eating cookies. Everybody's like, oh, ho, 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 yeah, candy, Halloween candy, trick or treat, trick or treat. You know what they say, though? You know what they say to that? And you know what I say to that? A minute on the lips, lifetime on the hips. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't remember where I heard that. I heard that from somewhere. But that's probably just a saying that people have been saying for a long time. But yeah, so so all that to say, these next 3 months, I want to try to continue to lose weight. Instead of doing 8.5 pounds a month, I want to try to do, 4 to 5 pounds a month, which I think is very doable. Um, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. Got to keep counting calories. Got to keep working out. Got to keep doing cardio. Got to keep not eating junk food all the time. Like I eat junk food. Oh yeah, sure. I eat pizza. I eat Chinese food, but I don't eat it all the time. I eat it. I try to save that food for cheat days. I try to save those foods for like a day like today would be if I hadn't had Chinese food like a couple days ago, I would go eat Chinese food today or get pizza today because after mowing later tonight, I'll probably have burned 900 calories, 1,000 calories, because that'll I'll be at like 10 miles of push mowing, which, like, all said and done, like I'll have push mowed for like 6 or 7 hours today outside in the sun. It's like 80 degrees outside or whatever, sunny. So like I'm definitely like today is kind of a crazy day. I like some days I mow a lot at work where I mow in the morning and in the afternoons, but that's very rare. And then some days I mow at work and then mow after uh, work and do more push mowing for friends or family. Um, but I don't think I've ever mowed in the morning, mowed in the afternoon at work, and then mowed for family or friends in the late afternoon. Like, that's crazy. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt again. Just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been listening and watching the videos. It means a lot. I just do this for fun as a side project, but something else that I'm going to be working on that you guys know about is the novel, the book, the mythical story I'm working on that I'm trying to make like that's inspired from Chronicles of Narnia, Lord of the Rings, and it's a allegory um, for experiences I've gone through related to adoption. So that's something I'm working on. I am 70 pages into that so far. I'm going to be writing 2 books, but I still got a ways to go. And thanks everybody again for listening. More to come in the future. I mean, what's really helped me to lose weight is being consistent with doing these workouts, doing these mini Spartan workouts. Because I mean, if you're watching me, you're thinking, "Wow, that's good, that's hard." I am still doing like half the reps and like half the weight that the actors did for like the 300 movie. Like, that's just insane. And like, it took me like, I don't know, 35, 36 minutes to do this workout. The actors for 300 probably worked out for like 70, 60, 70 minutes. They did double reps and they did double the weight. And they looked crazy. They were crazy people. They were out of their gourds, man. They're out of their gourds, man. Um, but that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to get out of my gourd. I'm trying to go insane in the membrane, man. I'm trying to lose some weight, get ripped, get jacked, get become the next 300 guy. But yeah, so that's that. That's me exercising, working out, weights, all that great stuff. But something else you can see is I'm wearing my one of my favorite Michigan shirts, which I got as a gift from my parents, I believe, for Christmas, I believe. So shout out to my parents for giving me the Michigan shirts for Christmas. Um, but yeah, Michigan is 3-0. They beat Colorado State. They beat Hawaii, and they beat UConn. And they kind of blew out all those guys, destroyed all those guys, beat the brakes off of all of them, just really destroyed them, dismantled them. Because when you look at teams like Michigan and blue blood programs and top tier programs that have a lot of sponsors, have a lot of boosters, yeah, yada yada yada. They have multi millionaire $1 million programs. You get it. You know, you start to think of the wins and the losses, not just as wins and losses. fanatic football fan in the NFL or the college will tell you this. At a certain level, games you can have a good loss or a bad loss, and you can have a good win or a bad win. So, for example, these three teams that Michigan has played, there's a rating for the college football teams national AP ranking, I believe it's called, and they do top 25. And Michigan right now, I believe, actually today is Tuesday. Actually, I think the next ranking adjustment comes out, I think, later tonight. I think, if it didn't already come out. But Michigan from last week, they were ranked number 4 in the nation. Those other colleges, the football teams that Michigan has played, thank you to my dad for informing me about this. Those other teams, they were ranked in other college football rankings like in the 140s, then around the 140s. Like, that's where those other college football teams were, 140s. Like, that's kind of crazy. So when you think about a team that's ranked 4th playing against a team that's ranked 140, you kind of expect the team that's ranked 4th to win. But now it's about not just winning, it's about the nature of how they win. It's about, do they win in a convincing manner that states that they are worth being ranked the 4th spot. So, for example, let's say Michigan played these three teams that some people would define as cupcake, as cotton candy, as soft. Let's say Michigan beat those teams instead of blowing them out like they did. Instead, the scores are more like, I don't know, 14-28 or 14-35 or 14-31. Like, if Michigan had played these teams and the scores had been more like that, like you see Michigan struggle in the beginning, the first half, they have a slow start, the other team scores, we score, they score, we score, and then in the second half we wake up and then we shut them down and then we score. On one hand, yes, that's a win, but on the other hand, a number 4 ranked team in the nation should not be doing that. They should be controlling the pace of the game the entire time. They should be blowing the score up in the beginning and then putting in the second string, third string, fourth string, the backups in the second half, which that's exactly what Michigan has done for these first 3 weeks. We have seen Michigan pump up that score in the first half, and then after getting a comfortable cushion of a lead of points, they put in their backups, put in their second string, third string, and fourth string, and it was really great. And what's been so interesting about that is that has been happening in the middle of a quarterback battle, which I talked about in my other Michigan video. We have Cade McNamara, who took us to the playoffs, who beat the Buckeyes, who beat Penn State, who really, really got us to just hammer Iowa. He got us that Big Ten championship. But who won the quarterback battle just recently? J.J. McCarthy, the 5-star recruit, the young gunslinger, the guy who's quick on his feet. They say he runs a 4.440, 4.540, really, really quick, really mobile, but he's got a great arm. He's got a cannon. And so the fact that J.J. McCarthy and Cade were battling for the starting quarterback position at Michigan while they were playing these cupcake, easy, cotton candy teams actually was a blessing in disguise. because it allowed for Cade and it allowed for JJ to go head to head in an environment that really allowed for them to have some forgiveness, to make some mistakes, but also for them to kind of experiment and do their best, and try different things, and really fight for that starting quarterback job. And you know, I could run down the numbers, but you can research that yourself. I don't want to bore everybody who isn't a Michigan fan, but you know, if you just look at the numbers, JJ's percentages, I think his percentages for those 3 games was like 90%, 90%, something like 90% in the first game, 90% in the second game, and then like high 80s in the third game. And well, yeah, that's right. And Cade, did I get that right? Yeah. So those percentages were for JJ. But Cade, when he played, his percentages were not nearly as good. And he threw a couple of interceptions. And he was getting sacked. And so the fact that didn't have the higher, as good as percentages as JJ, Cade did not avoid getting tackled like JJ. And Cade, he, you know, he just didn't have the numbers. He didn't have the arm. Was getting sacked. And unfortunately, he just didn't play to the level that JJ was playing. And in some ways, it's kind of sad because Cade was our guy. Cade, I don't know if you guys remember watching, but in 2020, in the midst of quarantine, in the midst of COVID-19, the pandemic, when Big Ten football was on the chopping block and people weren't sure if we were going to play a full season because coronavirus was ravaging football and America and the world. You know who stepped up to the plate and helped Michigan start to crawl out of their terrible season? I think they went 2-4. You know who helped Michigan barely beat Rutgers when all hope was lost? Cade McNamara. He clawed Michigan out of almost losing to Rutgers in 2020. I think they had like 2 or 3 overtimes. Cade, and then of course last year, Cade played lights out. I mean, sure he made mistakes here and there, but Cade also, at least last year, he was great at protecting the ball in terms of not throwing interceptions. He did that very well. Another interruption today brought to you by the end of September rolling in and ushering what will be 2022's Halloween. That's right. Ghouls and scares and skeletons and witches. Beware as we get ready to say trick or treat. Let's get something good to eat. Back to the episode. And then we got just hammered by the eventual national champions because, Georgia, Kirby Smart and them Georgia Bulldogs, they got Stetson Bennett. Those guys are, those SEC machines, factories down there, they're crazy. Also, I am doing a plank. Look at me. I am doing a plank. Oh, yes. But all that to say, I'm happy that J.J. McCarthy won the starting quarterback position at Michigan. But I think we all Michigan fans, we need to be thankful and grateful to Cade McNamara for what he did for Michigan and how he got us to this place. It'd be disrespectful and ridiculous to shove Cade McNamara out of the way and treat him like garbage, because he's not garbage. He's not trash. He may not be J.J. McCarthy, but he's a good college football quarterback. And some people may say, no, he's a game manager. He's a games manager. He doesn't have a cannon, doesn't have an arm. Well, guess what? He started at Michigan. He got Michigan a Big Ten championship. He took Michigan to the playoffs, and they hadn't been there in however many years. Like, come on, that counts for something. You can't write him off. I mean, I hate to bring up this name, but I mean, think of Shea Patterson. Goodness, my issues with Shea Patterson before we had Cade McNamara, my issues with Shea was that Shea played really well against bad teams and okay teams, but Shea did not play well against good teams. And the moments that Michigan was expected to win, Shea Patterson, he played well, he balled out, he did the stuff. But I think in those big moments when the lights were coming down against those big teams like, Michigan State, Penn State, Ohio State, I think Shea Patterson fell under the pressure. And Cade, credit to Cade, he didn't crumble under the pressure last year. So credit to Cade. He's done us good. He done us right. He's a good old boy. He's a good old Michigan quarterback football guy. We need to be thankful to him. So I know Cade probably ain't listening to this, but this is my way of saying thank you, Cade. Thank you, Cade, for what you done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that is my opinion on Michigan football. Thanks for listening to that. All right, now I think I'm getting ready to wrap up the workout, the mini Spartan workout. A little interesting tidbit is after, I don't know when I stopped recording this, but after I stopped recording this, I actually continued to work out. I actually did push-ups. And I haven't done push-ups. I didn't do push-ups with this workout till just here the other day. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not. But after I stopped recording, I was like, ugh, I should probably add push-ups right now. And so that's what I did. I did some push-ups, and yeah, it was good. And now here, I believe, this is the first time I believe I'm recording this exercise I'm about to do. And I didn't record this exercise in my other Road to Ripped videos. I'm about to do forearm raises with a weighted swing club trainer club that weighs 8 pounds, which isn't a lot of weight, but when a normal golf club weighs, 350 grams or whatever, 8 pounds is pretty heavy. So once I get done choosing the song I like, which I don't remember what song I chose, I'm like getting ready. I'm like, yeah, wiping off the sweat. Oh yeah, I'm checking to make sure I can see myself. Thumbs up, yeah, you're good to go. Do it, young man. So these forearm raises, what we do is you just get to a position where we just have the club out and we just move that club up and focus on the wrist and the forearm being where we're getting that motion. And we don't have to go all the way down. We don't have to go all the way up because we're not trying to strain like the tendons in the wrist and the hand and the forearm. We're just trying to get that forearm to feel that burn, to feel that movement. And what that does is it'll help, hopefully, me when I'm actually swinging a normal club that doesn't weigh this heavy. It'll help me have the stamina and the repetition, the body-mind connection to make these movements when I'm actually playing golf. And so I did the left hand, and now I'm about to do the right hand. And that's great. Last time I played golf, I shot a 41, which, it's okay. It's one over my average score of 40 for 9 holes. But it made me sad because when I played, last time I played, I had 3 for 9 fairways, and I was 2 for 9 in greens and regulation, which isn't great. It's okay, but it's not great. And for putts, I was 3 under for putts. So for those of you that play golf, that understand golf, you'll be like, oh yeah, wow. But for those of you that don't play golf, let me boil that down. What that means is off the tee box, I was hitting the ball good, and on the green, I was putting the ball good. But everything in between, everything in between the tee box and the green, though, that's where I'm losing strokes. That's where I need to improve. That's where I need to get better at. And the only way you get better at golf is you gotta practice. Gotta put in those reps. Gotta do repetition. And I mean, in high school when I was playing, 2-3 times a week, on top of practicing putting or going to the range and chipping, man, I was dialed in high school. Now I still play quite a bit now, but more than I have in years past. But if I really wanted to get crazy with golf and really start consistently breaking 40, I'd have to just spend probably like an hour a day practicing, which I don't know if I want to do that time commitment, because that's a lot of time and it's a lot of golf. And you know what? Golf should also be fun. If I obsess over it and I make it a work, if I make it a chore, it won't be fun anymore. We don't want that. We want to have fun. So that is it for the workout. Yeah, my left pec was bothering me. Oh, here we go. Another flex. Oh yeah. Oh. Here we go. Yeah. Yes. Flex. There you go. And then I have a little funny thing, a little funny reminder for myself. A little reminder from past me to me now recording this is, let's see this thing that I'm about to grab and show the camera. What will it be? Oh, what's this? Organic protein? Oh yes. Wait a second. Well, there's a little bit in there, but I'm like all out. I need to buy more. Oh, okay. I'll buy more. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and we will catch you on the next episode of Adoption, a Breakdown. Road to Ripped. Let's go.
Oh, that might be pretty.